मेरे तरफ देखो। Yesterday we had a discussion about the first two types. The type 1 was what simple interest and the type 2 was about compound interest. Inside that compound interest type we discussed various methods of using the calculator smartly and effectively. तो कल हमने ये सारा देखा था. अभी आज थोड़ा सा टाइप 3 की तरफ देखो. टाइप 3 क्या होगा? The type 3 is going to be the concept of monthly, quarterly, and half yearly compounding. Quickly you have to write these notes. वैसे ये सारा तुम्हें यहाँ करके तो दिया है, पर जो दिया है वो अगर तुम हाथ से लिखेंगे तो आपको अच्छा ज़्यादा समझेगा. फिर भी हेडिंग दो और हेडिंग देने के बाद इस टेबल के तरफ देखो. माय क्वेश्चन टू यू, टेल मी एक ईयर में कितने हाफ ईयर होते हैं? 2. तो 2 ईयर में कितने हाफ ईयर हो गए? 4. तो 2 into 2 किया ना. Therefore, whenever you are talking about the period, you will have to multiply, say by 2 in case of half yearly, by 4 in case of quarterly, and by 12 in case of monthly. तो एक बात अच्छी तरीके से समझने की कोशिश करो कि पीरियड इज ऑलवेज मल्टीप्लाइड आइदर बाय 2 और बाय 4 और बाय 12. समझा ना? से यस. अभी मेरे को बोलो कि एक ईयर में अगर तुम्हें 8% से 12% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट मिलता है तो हाफ ईयर के लिए कितना होगा? 6% होगा ना. तो 6% plus 6% will be 12%. Say yes. And therefore, the rate of interest is always divided. Rate of interest is always divided either by 2 or by 4 or by 12. Rate of interest is divided either by 2 or by 4 or by 12. तो हाफ ईयरली में you will divide it by 2, क्वार्टरली में you will divide it by 4 and ईयरली में you will divide it by what? 12. तो मेरे को बोलो हाफ ईयरली में पीरियड के साथ क्या होगा? मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2. और रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट के साथ क्या होगा? डिवाइड बाय 2. क्वार्टरली में पीरियड के साथ क्या होगा? मल्टीप्लाई बाय 4. एंड रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट के बारे में क्या होगा? डिवाइड बाय 4. और मंथली में व्हाट विल हैपन? इन केस ऑफ पीरियड विल बी मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 12 एंड रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट विल बी डिवाइडेड बाय 12. ये समझा? तो टाइप 3 में ज़्यादा कुछ समझने वाली बात नहीं है. ये सारा तुम्हें सिर्फ एक लाइन में समराइज करना है. पीरियड इज मल्टीप्लाइड, रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट इज डिवाइडेड. पीरियड इज मल्टीप्लाइड एंड रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट इज डिवाइडेड. ये समझा? तो अभी होता है क्या कि इन केस ऑफ मंथली कंपाउंडिंग और हाफ ईयरली कंपाउंडिंग और द बोलो ना क्वार्टरली कंपाउंडिंग, जो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट बैंक ने बोला है उससे ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट तुम्हें मिलेगा बिकॉज द कंपाउंडिंग इज डन हाफ ईयरली, क्वार्टरली और मंथली. तो व्हाट इज द रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट स्टेटेड? लिसन, व्हाट इज द रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट स्टेटेड? What is the rate of interest stated is called the nominal rate of interest. Is known as the nominal rate of interest. The rate of interest that is stated by the bank is called the nominal rate of interest, and the larger rate of interest due to compounding being done, the compounding being done quarterly, half yearly, or monthly, this is called effective rate of interest. Is the effective rate of interest, and that effective rate of interest is denoted by the letter E. Is denoted by the letter what? E. So what is effective rate of interest? The larger rate of interest that you get because the compounding is done instead of yearly, it is done half yearly, quarterly, or monthly. That is the effective rate of interest. Samjha? And then write down the formula over here that the effective rate of interest is equal to the effective rate of interest is equal to that effective rate of interest is equal to rate of interest is equal to it will be 1 plus r over 100 that raised to n that minus 1 that divided by n years that divided by n years and that multiplied by 100. It's multiplied by what? 100. But then try to understand as a matter of notation, this r upon 100 is sometimes denoted by what? I. I is nothing but r divided by 100. So yahi effective rate of interest ka formula, how can we write it? It is 1 plus I that raised to n that minus 1 that divided by n years and that multiplied by 100. We just solve the problems based on this. But right method, just write down what the formula is. Basically, we are going to consider it as what? 1 plus r over 100 that raised to n and that minus 1 that divided by n years multiplied by what? 100. So just write down that. Go write it. Write it quickly. Quick or quit. That is today's tweet. Quick or quit. You have to be fast and you have to be the best. Likha. And then comes the type number 5 and the rather type number what? 4. And this type number 4 is nothing but the depreciation. This type number 4 is what? Depreciation. Now what happens in case of the compound interest, the money goes on increasing. But in case of depreciation, what happens? The value of the machine goes on reducing. So reduction in the value of the machine is depreciation. ये आपने किया होगा बहुत सारे बार, लेकिन फिर भी लिखो reduction in any value, maybe price, maybe value, whatever, is nothing but the depreciation. So depreciation is nothing but what? Reduction. So try to understand, in compound interest, you gain an interest, therefore there is a plus sign. But in case of depreciation, the value is reducing, therefore you will have to put a minus sign. So tell me, in case of depreciation, what will be the future value A? What will be the formula in case of depreciation? A is equal to P into bracket 1 minus r over 100 and that raised to n. What is the formula? P into bracket 1 minus r over 100 that raised to n. But tell me, what are these different terms? You buy a machine at the present value P. You purchase a machine at the price what P. So whatever price you pay today is nothing but the present value. You use it for the period of n years. You use it for the period of n years. And year by year, the value will go on reducing. You will use the machine, you will use your calculator, it will fall down many times, it will go in the water, it will go in the rain, and therefore the value of that calculator will go on reducing. So that R now is the rate of depreciation. R is now the rate of depreciation. R is the rate of what? Depreciation. Now, whatever is this n years, that is called effective life of that machine. It is the effective life of that machine. Why is it called effective life? Try to understand. ये आप क्या करते हो कि जब ये n years होते हैं तो यहाँ तुम्हें future value मिलेगी. That future value is nothing but A. Now at this value, if you sell it out, then this future value will become a scrap value. अगर आपने उस मशीन को बेच दिया तो जो जिस प्राइस में बेचा है that will be known as what? Scrap value, which will be the future value. समझा ना? तो future value A is nothing but the scrap value. अभी मेरे सवालों का जवाब दो. Present value and future value, which will be the smaller and which will be the higher? We are in depreciation. So which will be the larger value and which will be the smaller value? अपने अपने हाँ दिमाग को चलाओ और फिर मेरे को बोलो. तो present value generally is smaller than future value, but in this case that present value will be greater than future value. Why? Because the value of the machine is reducing. समझा? And therefore that present value minus that future value is the depreciation. This is the depreciation. Whereas ये जो future value A मिला था, that is called the depreciated value. That will be known as what? Depreciated value. ये जो A होगा वो क्या होगा? Depreciated value. स्क्रैप वैल्यू मतलब डेप्रीसिएटेड वैल्यू. और ये जो मेरे को मिला है P माइनस A, दैट इज द रिडक्शन. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय डेप्रीसिएशन? डेप्रीसिएशन मतलब रिडक्शन. और ये जो डेप्रीसिएटेड वैल्यू मिली है दैट इज द रिड्यूस्ड वैल्यू. दैट इज द रिड्यूस्ड वैल्यू. दैट इज द reduced value मतलब future value. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now if this is clear and if these first few types are clear, if these first 4 types are clear, let us see some problems. अभी आप क्या करेंगे? इन प्रॉब्लम्स को फॉर्मूला लिखेंगे कहीं तो भी और फिर फॉर्मूला लिख के उसको सॉल्व करेंगे. यस और नो? तो एक बुक बनाओ और उस बुक में यू आर गोइंग टू डू द कैलकुलेशन एक्चुअली, बिकॉज कैलकुलेशन करने की भी प्रैक्टिस होना जरूरी है. आइन वर्क पे वही नहीं होता है. क्विक कैलकुलेशंस आर वेरी मच नेसेसरी. तो look at me for the first sum here in. Look at me for the first sum here in. Tell me, what is the simple interest on rupees 1000 at 6% for the period of 5 months? Tell me on rupees what? 1000. So what is 1000? P. So P is equal to 1000. How much is the rate of interest? It's 6% per annum. And question is N is what? 5 months. But we have already said this, that months to be converted to years. So 5 divided by 12, how many years? It will be 0. What? 0. 5 divided by 12. 0. काय 0.41666 0.41666 these many years. अभी आपको इंटरेस्ट निकालना है या ए निकालना है? ए निकालना है या इंटरेस्ट निकालना है? लुक एट द प्रॉब्लम. Interest. So what is the formula for the simple interest? Tell me. That is equal to P into N into R, and that over 100, which is equal to 1000 multiplied by 0.41666, that multiplied by rate of interest being what, 6, and that divided by 100. I will tell me, how will you do this calculation on calculator? It will be 1000 multiplied by 0.41666 multiplied by 6 and divide by 100. You get your answer, rupees what? Rupees 25. Now rupees 25 is nothing but the simple interest. समझा? और आगे अगर मैंने तुमको बोला कि हाउ मच विल बी द वैल्यू ए इक्वल टू वॉट, तो ए विल बी इक्वल टू पी प्लस आई ना, so that is 1000 plus 25, and therefore rupees 1025 is going to be the future value A. Interest 25 है और future value 1025 है. ये आपको समझा है क्या? Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, in that case, I take your attention towards the sum number 2. In how many years 35,000 will be amounting to 87,500 at 10% per annum? So what is to be found now, tell me? N. And 35,000 will amount to 87,500. So what is 35,000? What is 35,000? Bolo. P. So P is equal to, make a list of what is given. P is equal to 35,000. A is equal to 87,500. Then R is given to be 10 and N is what? Now should I write a formula for interest or A? Should we write the formula for the interest or A? जो दिया है उसके तरफ देखो और फिर डिसाइड करो हमें इंटरेस्ट का फॉर्मूला लिखना है या ए का फॉर्मूला लिखना है. ए. सो व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर ए? ए दिया है ना, तो A is equal to P into 1 plus N into R and over 100, because remember we are in simple interest. समझा ना? तो A दिया है 87,500, P दिया है 35,000 and 1 plus R दिया है 10, तो 10 into N over 100. Now I'll bring this 35,000 down. कैलकुलेशन करने की आदत होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, इसकी प्रैक्टिस होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And therefore 87,500, that divided by 35,000, and that is equal to 1 plus 10 into N and that over 100. मतलब मेरे को बोलो ये 87,500 over 35,000 कितना आता है? 2.5. Therefore 2.5, ये 1 इधर का इधर शिफ्ट किया, तो 2.5 minus 1 is 10n over 100, and as such 1.5 into 100, that over 10 should happen to be n, which comes to be 10 years. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's very easy. 15. Okay, so then in that case it comes to be 15 years. I just wanted to show you what mistakes you did in the exam. Is that over? Then look at the third sum. Sum of money. Now it's a good question. Sum of money amounted to 10,400 in 6 years and 11,200 in 8 years. Find the sum and the rate of simple interest. ऐड करो वर्ड वहाँ simple interest ऐसा वर्ड यहाँ सम में ऐड करो. And therefore, now will you write what is given? Sum of money amounted to 10,400. So what is 10,400? A. And therefore 10,400. Now we don't know what is P. That into bracket 6 into R. R we don't know. That over 100. And it amounted to 11,200 in 8 years. So what should I say? 11,200 is equal to P into 1 plus it's 8 into R over 100. अभी इस चैप्टर में whether it is simple interest or compound interest, whenever you happen to get the two equations like these, best way, take a ratio. Take a ratio, so equation 2 divided by equation 1. समझो मैंने ऐसा किया तो क्या होगा 11,200 divided by 10,400, that is equal to P into 1 plus 8R over 100. Say yes. And that divided by, this is P into 1 plus it's 6R over 100. Mind you, when ये those zeros cut हो गए, P भी cut होगा. Now you can have a cross multiplication. And when you do that, it's 112 into bracket 1 plus it's 6R over 100. That is equal to 104 into bracket bolo 1 plus 8R over 100. ये समझा क्या तुमको? Now tell me, what would you do? Now what should I do? Multiply, open the bracket, correct. 112 into 1 is 112 plus 112 into 6 is 672. That into R over 100. अभी 104 into 1 is 104. 104 into 8 is what? 832 into R over 100. तो ये R के टर्म्स को कलेक्ट करो एक बाजू, कॉन्स्टेंट्स को कलेक्ट करो दूसरी बाजू. तो 112 minus 104 is equal to 832R over 100, and that minus 672R, that over 100. So 112 minus 104 is 8. Now 832 denominator same है ना, तो numerator can be subtracted. तो 832R minus 672R कितना होता है? So 160R over 100, and therefore 8 into 100, that over 160 will happen to be R, and C, therefore it comes to be what? That's 5%. Now we still have to find the value of P na? And therefore I can put this value of R in, say, first equation. So first equation में डालो, नहीं तो second equation में डालो, and then see what you get. It's 10,400. We don't know what is P. 1 plus it is 6 into 5 over 100. So what it means is 10,400 is equal to P. Now 6 into 5, 30. 30 over 100, 0.3. 0.3 plus 1, 1.3. And therefore bring it down. 10,400 divided by 1.3 will happen to be the value of P. It will come in rupees. 8,000. So rupees 8,000 will happen to be the principal amount. Will happen to be the present value. थोड़ा सा लेंथी सम है, पर जो भी है, अगर MCQ फॉर्मेट में आता है तो बेटर यू कैन गो फ्रॉम आंसर टू क्वेश्चन. तो जिस भी चॉइस के लिए ये सेटिस्फाई होता है, दैट विल बी द राइट चॉइस. ऑफ कोर्स MCQ के समय हम इसको थोड़ा डिटेल में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. फिलहाल हम मेथड समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो चलो। सर्टन सम ऑफ मनी डबल्स इन 5 years एंड 7 months। कल हमने टेबल तैयार किया था और मेरे को बोलो मनी डबल्स मतलब क्या। P is P and A is 2P. So P is P, A is 2P. Now if this is true, what is given? N is given 5 years and 7 months. But am I interested in months? Never. तो 5 years and 7 divided by 12, तो ये कितना आता है देखो, 5.58333 आता है क्या देखो, years. How, tell me, which formula am I going to use? Should it be the formula for interest or should it be the formula for A? A. So A is 2P. 2P equal to P. 1 plus is 5.58333 into R. That divided by 100. So what happens is that this P will be cut. तो ये 1 को इधर लाया. Therefore 2 minus 1 is 5.58333 and that into R and that over 100. So 1 into 100, that divided by 5.58333 is the value of R. कैलकुलेशन करने की प्रैक्टिस करना नेसेसरी है, क्योंकि आइन वक्त पे क्या होता है कि वो कैलकुलेशन ही आपको 1 मिनट के अंदर अगर नहीं हो सकता है तो फिर दैट विल ईट योर सम ऑफ योर एक्स्ट्रा टाइम. टाइम इज प्राइम. इफ यू फॉरगेट, दैट इज क्राइम. Is that clear? That was the fourth sum. Now my question is, tell me what is the sum number 5? Will you consider this on your own? Money tripled, rate of interest is given, but N is to be found. करेंगे आप? कोशिश करेंगे? करो. Go, try it, go, get it. हो गया क्या? So sum of money triple का मतलब P is P and A is 3P. Therefore 3P is equal to P into bracket. This is 9.5 into N and that over 100 PP cut. Now tell me what should I do? This 1 could be brought to this side. So 3 minus 1 is 9.n5n over 100. So 2 into 100, that divided by 9.5 is the value of n. Now tell me n is what? 21.05 these very years, which is approximately 21 years. और अगर मेरे को इसको years and months में convert करना है तो what would I do? I would say this is 21 years complete, and then 0.05 if you multiply by 12, then you will get the months. So this is 21 years complete. Now 0.05 into 12 कितना होता है? 0.6. अभी ये 6 है, 5 है, 6 है, 7 8 9 है, तो ये 0 का हम 1 कर सकते हैं. And therefore to be precise your answer could be 21 years and 1 month. अभी choices इतने ज़्यादा close नहीं हो गए कि जिसमें 21 years भी दिया है और 21 years and 1 month भी दिया है, इतना close नहीं होगा. You don't have to worry about it. 21 years is approximately correct, but 21 years and 1 month, this is more correct. It's a better answer. Is that clear? Now, if this is clear, then you could try this question number 7 on your own. Money increased by 20%. We wrote money increased by 20%. Then how would you treat it? How would you consider it? How would you treat it? So P is P and A is 20% का rise हो गया तो 1.2 P. Yes or no? At rate of interest being 7.2, and then you are supposed to find N is what? करेंगे try? करो. Okay, so tell me how will it go? 1.2 P is equal to P into bracket 7.2 into N, and that over 100 PP cut. That 1 is shifted to this side. 1.2 minus 1, 7.2 N over 100 is very simple questions, okay? So 0.2 into 100, that over 7.2. Tell me this is N. N comes to be what? Huh? 2.77 years. But then you can write it as 2 years complete. And 0.77 multiplied by 12, these many months. So 2 years complete and what? So approximately 9 months. 2 years and 9 months में ये मनी 20% से बढ़ता है. ये इसका सीधा साधा बोला वाला मीनिंग है. तो go start 7 sum is similar. करो. अभी आर निकलना है आपको। करो 5 years and 4 months, but we can't keep 4 months, so it should be 4 divided by 12. 5.33333 years. तो क्या होगा? P is P. A is 1.3 P is equal to P 1 plus. Now 5 years and 4 months का मतलब 4 divided by 12. So will it be 5.33333? कम से कम 5 digits लिखो. That into R and that over 100 P cut. And when this P cuts, it's 1.3 minus 1 is 5.33333, that into R and that over 100. So 0.3 into 100, that divided by, this is 5.33333, this is equal to R, so R comes to be what? 5.625 percent per annum is the rate of interest. Say yes. हो गया क्या? Is that over? And if that is over, then would you try the H sum on your own? Simple interest on certain sum is half the sum. Simple interest on certain sum is half the sum. क्या मतलब है? Interest is half the sum and not the amount is half. So it is P is P and interest is half the sum, मतलब half of P, and R is 6.3. Question is N is what? So should I use the formula for A or I now? I. And I is equal to what? P into N into R and that over 100. So I is what? 1 by 2 P. This is equal to P into 6.3 and that into N and that over 100. तो ये PP कट हो गया. अब ये 100 को ऊपर लाओ, 6.3 को नीचे लाओ, तो 100 divided by, this is 2 into 6.3 is the value of N. But by the way, ये कैलकुलेटर पर कैसे करेंगे? 100 divided by 2 and divided by 6.3. जो नीचे है वो उसको डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा ना, तो go find it. N कितना आया? 7.93 years. What it means is that 7 years are complete and 0.93 into 12. So 7 years are complete and 11 months is the answer you want. Is that over? So go try and do the line sum. It's a good one because similar question is there in the module as well. How should the sum of 25,000 be divided between two children of the ages 15 years and 10 years so that at the age of 25 they receive the equal amounts? ये तुम ट्राई करेंगे क्या अपना अपना? करो, आई गिव यू टाइम. थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम की तरफ देखो, सोचो, समझो, करो और फिर बोलो. Okay, look at me now. How much amount is to be distributed? 25,000. Then my question to you is, tell me how many children you have? How many children you have? No? Say two, na? Two. One is of 15 years of age, another one is 10 years of age. अभी ये 25,000 में से कुछ पार्ट ए को मिलेगा, कुछ पार्ट बी को मिलेगा. और जितना पार्ट जिसको मिलता है वो डिपॉजिट करेगा ना, एंड देयर फॉर वॉट यू डिपॉजिट इज नथिंग बट पी। तो समझो मैंने पहले के लिए एक्स कहा, तो दूसरे के लिए कितना होगा, बैलेंस अमाउंट ना 25,000 माइनस एक्स, ये दूसरे का पी हो गया। अभी दोनों को ही रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कितना मिलता है, 8% पर एनम, इसको भी मिलता है 8% पर एनम। अभी जब ये 25 साल के होते हैं तो दोनों को जो अमाउंट मिलते हैं वो इक्वल होते हैं। तो 25 साल का होने के लिए फर्स्ट फेलो विल टेक हाउ मच टाइम, सो फॉर दिस फेलो एन इज 10 ईयर, और 25 साल का होने के लिए इसको कितना ईयर्स लगेगा, 15 ईयर्स। जो ए इसको मिलेगा वही ए इसको मिलेगा, सो दे आर इक्वल। Yes or no? At the age of 25, what amount A gets will be the same amount as what B gets at his age of 25. 25 साल का होने के बाद दोनों को जो अमाउंट मिलता है, they are equal. So what is A for the first person? P. But P कितना है, X. That into 1 plus. It's 10 into 8 and that over 100. And that is equal to, for the second person it is 25,000 minus X. That into 1 plus it's 15 into 8 and that over 100. Very simple sum. Now 10 into 8. 10 into 8. 80 upon 100. 0.8. 0.8 plus 1. And therefore 1.8 into X equal to 25,000 minus X. Bolo, 15 into 8. 120. That over 100. 1.2. 1.2 plus 1. Therefore it is 2.2. And therefore 1.8x is equal to, तो इसको ये 25,000 into 2.2 and x into 2.2. So go to find it. 25,000 into 2.2 कितना होता है, is 55,000 minus is 2.2 into x. Bring that 2.2x here. So this is equal to 55,000. Now 1.8 plus 2.2, tell me what is that? So 4x is equal to 55,000, and as such tell me x will be equal to what, 55,000 that divided by 4 कितना हुआ, तो a को मिलेगा 13,750. So b को मिलेगा 25,000 minus 13,750, and that will come out to be what, 11,250. This much will be the amount received by the person B. समझा ना? मॉड्यूल में एक क्वेश्चन है जिसमें 3 पर्सन है, तो इन दैट केस व्हाट शुड यू डू, यू कैन कंसिडर एक्स वाई जेड. समझा ना? बट विल डू दैट सम लेटर ऑन. एट प्रेजेंट ये समझा क्या? तो फिर अभी 10 सम की तरफ देखो, and for that matter they have said is compound interest, right? So we are entering into the sums for compound interest. So a person borrows, what you borrow is what? What you borrow is what? P. And therefore P is what? 6,000. Then R is what? So P is 6,000, R is 7%, and N is 3 years. And we are supposed to find what? How much does he repay? Now how much does he repay मतलब A निकालना है या interest निकालना है? A निकालना है. So what is the formula for A in case of compound interest? Is P 1 plus R over 100 that raised to N, and as such this is equal to 6,000 into 1 plus 7 over 100 that raised to 3 equal to 6,000 that multiplied by 1.07. ये समझा ना? 7 over 100 is 0.07 plus 1 is 1.07 that raised to 3. Now question is, yesterday I told you, how would you do this calculation? It will be 1.07 into equal to till counter becomes 4. जब काउंटर 4 बनता है तो पावर 3 बनती है, एंड इमीडिएटली मल्टीप्लाई इट बाय 6000, जो भी आंसर आएगा तो तुम्हें फाइनल आंसर मिलेगा डायरेक्ट, बीच बीच में लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये कैलकुलेशन अपना अपना करो। 7350, ये हो गया फ्यूचर वैल्यू ए दैट ही हैज टू रीपे। क्लियर ना? इट्स वेरी इजी, इट्स वेरी सिंपल। तो फिर 11th सम ट्राई करो। What sum will amount to this? How much sum will amount to this? Now, how much sum will amount to, मतलब what is given and what is to be found? ये 12,167 क्या है? A. And what is to be found? P. So in same formula, now substitute the values. Formula remaining the same, now you have to substitute the values. And therefore, it's 12,167 is equal to P into 1 plus, it's 4/100, that raised to 5. So 12,167 is equal to P 1.04, that raised to 5. So tell me, how will you do this calculation? In every sum you write the method, because if you write the method you will get a better confidence. Equal to, equal to, equal to, counter should become 6. So karo, 12,167 is equal to P into, what is that? कोई रीजन नहीं है फेल होने का, बिल्कुल। Just follow what I tell and you will get the not only passing marks but the good marks better than them. So bolo 1.665. So yeah, bring it down. So 12167, that divided by is 1.2166.5. So that will be P, and that is rupees. How much? Rupees 10,000 comes to be the present value. Calculation की practice करो, because that is very much needed. तो 12 sum करो one. Go try the 12 sum. Sum of 10,000 is deposited in the bank that gives 7.5% compound interest. How much will he get? How much will he get means what is to be found? A. Correct. But then my question is, tell me N is what? So it is 5 years and 7 months. As such, 5 years and 7 divided by 12 years. So it comes to be 5.58333 years. And therefore, A will be equal to P, but P is 10,000. That multiplied by, now 1 plus R is 7.5 over 100, and that raised to 5.58333. So that is equal to 10,000 into 1.075, that raised to 5.58333. अभी कल हमने प्रोसीजर लिखी है कि ये जब फ्रैक्शनल पावर होता है तो how would you do the calculation? It will be 1.075 root 12 times, then minus 1, and then multiply by that power 5.58333. समझा ना? Then add 1 and then say into equal to 12 times, and immediately multiply it by 10,000. You are going to get the final answer. इट इज दैट सिंपल। लेकिन ये कैलकुलेटर यूज करने की ट्रिक्स को अच्छे तरीके से समझो। कितना आया? 14,974 अप्रोक्सीमेटली। तो फिर अभी 13th सम करो। Go try the sum number 13. Now tell me, in this 13th sum, what is to be found? What is to be found? N. Money doubles. Money doubles मतलब क्या? P is P and A is 2P. Same as what we did in simple interest. So P is P, A is 2P, therefore 2P equal to P into bracket 1 plus it's 7 over 100 that raised to N. N निकालना है. P will be cut. 2 is equal to 1.07 that raised to N. कल हमने प्रोसीजर लिखा है कि अगर N निकालना है तो क्या करेंगे? It will therefore be log 2 divided by log of 1.07 is the value of N. But the question is, how would you find log 2? Steps: first press 2, then say root how many times? 15 times. Then you will say minus 1 equal to, and then you will be dividing it by a specific number 0.00007027178. तो तुम्हें log 2 मिलेगा. Similarly, you are going to find log of 1.07. same method. करो. कहीं तो भी देख के अगर तुम कैलकुलेटर प्रेस कर रहे हो तो गलती का चांस बढ़ेगा, क्योंकि फिर कहीं पे निगाहें और कहीं पे निशाना हो जाएगा. Therefore n is equal to log 2 कितना आया? 0.30102. ये log कितना आया? 0.02938. How much is that? 10.24 years. But that would mean what? 10 years complete. And 0.24 into 12, these many months. So 10 years and 0.24 into 12, 3 months. Roughly speaking, 3 months होता है. Simple है या मुश्किल है? Very simple. Then why did you fail? क्या करूं सर, उसका इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं समझा उस समय. तो करो 14 सम. अभी 14 सम में प्रैक्टिस होगी आर निकालने की. In the 14 sum, you will be having the practice of finding the rate of interest. उसका भी प्रोसीजर कल हमने लिखा है. Go find the 14th sum. Solve it. हो गया. मनी ट्रिपल्स मतलब क्या? 3p is equal to p, that into bracket 1 plus r we don't know, that raised to 8. तो ये pp कट. उस 8 को मैंने इधर लाया तो वो बनता है 3 raised to 1 upon 8 which is 1 plus r over 100. अभी इसकी प्रोसीजर हमने लिखा है कल. पहले प्रेस 3, then press root, now this time 12 times. Then you will say minus 1 equal to. Then you will divide by 8 equal to. Then you will say plus 1. And then into equal to 12 times. So you will get 3 raised to 1 upon 8. कितना आया? No, 3 raised to 1 upon 8 कितना आया? 1.722. So 1 इधर आएगा तो -1, that is r over 100. Therefore 0.14722 into 100 is r. So r comes to be 14.72 approximately percent per annum. It's very simple. Is that clear? So abhi I'll leave it to you to try, because if I do it here then you will copy. देखो sum number 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. करेंगे क्या? यहाँ तक करेंगे क्या? Sure? Are you sure? We will discuss. It's not that we are not going to discuss. But पहले अगर आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे सॉल्व करने की तो फिर उसमें वो एक तो जल्दी होगा और आपका कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बढ़ेगा. दिस मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. ओके, सो डू इट टुमारो एज अ होमवर्क. आज रात को ये जब तक होता नहीं तब तक कोई सोएगा नहीं. ऑलराइट, स्टॉप.